I don't think I had the microphone on. Hey everybody, how you doing? We've been having a busy week. We are going to be going to our friend's birthday tomorrow, which will be fun with Dave. Dave's in town, and then there's a games day on Saturday that I don't know that we can go to. Hey Cirque, and the good thing is it should be be fun to see him and everything, and see some friends that we haven't seen in forever. But the downer is I think we're going to be pretty busy on Saturday, which is a bummer. I'd like to go to Games Day. We did go to our local game store here and met up with a friend that we, new friend that we'd met, who was teaching Deep Sea Endeavor, and he did a pretty good job. He messed up something it was his second play, and he messed up something for how the turn structure goes. He was letting, each player was doing everything. Everything they're going to do on their turn until they passed, which is not good for that game because, number one, there has to be some risk about revealing things so that others might, swoop in and take that. So if you don't have that, I don't think the game's going to be the same. But it was good. Daryl was there. He played it for his first time. And it's a nice store. They just expanded, so it's cool to have a pretty good store in the neighborhood. I just wish their catalog depth was a little better, but they're getting new stuff, so it was cool. I was hoping to pick up a game. I should have just asked them to order it for me, but I do not know when I'll get over there. Hope everybody's doing well. I might as well cut to the table here. Let me see. Yep. I have been working on Captain Carter a little bit. I'm using one of the metallic mediums. I believe this is the Pro Acryl one. Where is it? Right here. It's brighter. So I used this one first, that I've had forever. And it's still good, metal medium, but it's a little thicker. And I think I prefer the, let's see before I got on today, I painted these shields. I don't know, these look okay. They're kind of thin. This is maybe just not enough paint. It kind of needs it for this ring because that is going to be the final color. So I have the paint on the palette. Let me just paint a little bit on there, let those dry. But I'm painting them because I want them, it's vibranium probably. I don't know for sure that her shield is, but I imagine it is. Ooh, that's dried paint. That was a little touch-up I did and then got distracted. Hey, Zacho. Man, we had a great stream on Tuesday with Brian and Tashi. We played Orbit, which is going to be an episode soon. We've already filmed it. I kind of think we stole the thunder there because it's a really fun play. We had a great time. It was really great to have them over. Tashi's on her spring break. So it was great. But we don't get to have guests too often we might have somebody next week. I'm not certain. We really will see. We have to talk with the person's coming over, and it could cancel streaming for us on a week from next Thursday. I hope not, but and he's been on before, but I'm not certain what his schedule is. He's talking about not getting over here till a little later, so we'll see. And there's an event at some friends that's involving him too on the following weekend that I'm not sure we can make it to either. Really kind of a bummer. Weekends are harder for us. I mostly spend time with my mom and Nikki, of course. But I'm painting red that I was going to paint silver, but I want to touch this up. I don't think that looks very good. So this brush is tired. This is synthetic. I was going to paint this other one anyway. I was just touching up that red. That is fine. It looks okay. I'm never happy with the shields. I have one more shot, I believe. I have one more Captain America, but this is it. I have 3 of these, and this is it. And I really want to try to get Captain America just down once. It's really frustrating. I'm not not great on that for whatever reason. I am doing this one differently, so it might be better. You know, all of these are going to be the same, or similar anyway. It's this ring. Now it's okay to paint them all because on these inner rings, I mean, you can paint them all of them, but I wanted it to be. I'm using the contrast, not contrast, speed paint metallics, which are quite cool, and I sort of want that shading to show up. So we'll see how it goes. But I do want this to be a little bolder, and I may still do some sort of a non-metallic metallic on a metallic, but I want it to start off on the same level. So I can just do this. The rest of it doesn't matter. It's going to have red over it. I want to have some of the metallic shining through. It's the reason I'm doing it that way. That looks pretty good. This one's okay too, but we'll cover it. I hope you are having a good have had a good week and will have a good weekend. Games Day would really be fun to go to. Nikki did not make it the last time, and we had friends coming, and I forgot to let them know that was happening, whether they could make it on their own. I really wanted them to meet Dave, but Dave was too busy. And our friend, she works for Hasbro and brought a bunch of the games to give away for the prize table, which was really, really nice. So Dave's like, I have a copy of this game. I go, yeah, I told her to bring it. He was just worried that I might want to get a copy for the show, which was, I don't know if we got the second game. Or no, we did. One of them was Sanibel, which we've already done. And the other was Market Fresh, which we really like. That is also an upcoming episode. I think that one was with Deborah and Aaron, if I recall correctly. So this has some crazy detail in here. Let me get these brushes out of the way. They just distract from the focus. I did get some new brushes. I will show you those in a minute. It's really tight. Like there's a really teeny sliver of blue, and I'm not really certain how that. Let me look at their illustration. Now remember, the picture I'm looking at is not the original, the final art. So I'm not sure what I could be doing wrong here, but I also feel there's a little bit more red that needs to be done. I am going to use a different brush for that though. I don't feel I should use my Sable fine brush. Let me see if I have another one here that would work. Yeah, this brush is tired, but I do like this. This is the character brush. These are the old ones. I have some of the new ones. This is an Army Painter, and it's confusing because they're making all the new ones like this. This is one of the new ones. They definitely look similar, but the new ones have these numbers. So this is a larger brush. I like this brush. I think it's pretty great. I don't know. It's meant to mimic natural hair, and it's been great. But the problem is with speed paints, contrast paints, is you kind of be careful with them. You don't want to use really good brushes because these are so fluid that it flows into the ferrule, and it will clog it up and you can have problems, so you don't want to do that. So I'm not 100% sure. But I have synthetics. I just don't have a lot of fine synthetics. And this might not even be a synthetic. This could be some other natural hair. I don't know. They were not very clear about that stuff before. But now they have just introduced a Sable line that I think is like $60 or something, $65 or for 3 brushes. But they claim they're the best brushes in the world. I don't know if that's true. I will probably at some point buy them to try them out. But I'm sure they're pretty nice. I mean, they do make, I even like these other old ones here. I always thought they were okay. The new ones are definitely better. But yeah, we met a bunch of new people last night. Nikki played a game. I did not. Somebody was playing. Moon Colony Bloodbath, and Nikki was wanting to play that, which I don't blame her. It's a good one. Boy, I can see a spot that I keep thinking I've got, and I have not gotten it. Okay, so these are both freshly poured paints, but I want to do these other shields with the red while we have it. Although there's a bunch of red on these, I should be painting the blue though. Getting carried away, spending time on others. So I did, if you notice here, I painted into the ring. Ugh, boy, this really looks terrible. I'm gonna have to paint that silver a little bit better. And I'm sure the other colors will help, but that silver just is not looking great. I might need to just use a traditional silver on it. I painted into the ring on these. This is the thing I'm trying new to give them, like the red should be strong and big. And if you look at their paint job, it looks like that. Now I feel these don't look exactly the same. And you know, manufacturing varies very much from 3D print. Excuse me, from 3D printing. Oof, that is really not looking great there. It could be that it's already. I'm trying to wick off some of the paint, and I may be wicking off too much. This might not be the brush. I don't know. I do not recall what I used. I think I used one of the green ones. Those are the ones from Royal Langnickel, which I like. I think they're pretty good. Oh no, Saks. I like them too. I like Saks a lot. Those are ones that I don't know if he still buys them, but wow. That Sam Lenz was recommending because he's a great painter, and he's not just exclusively synthetic, but I know he was there for the test of these new, they blind tested the new synthetic brushes that they have, Army Painter, and but I know he likes using synthetics. I don't know that he exclusively uses synthetics. He also uses larger brushes, which I don't use that larger brushes, but I do use 2s and 3s often as my small brush. Boy, this is just not going on that great. And it could be too transparent. But I've also thinned it a little bit. I have been trying to, like, as I say, creep up on the color or the intensity that I want. Although I would say this looks pretty good. So now I'm going to try to do the ring. Oof, this brush is not good. I might have not used it for a while, and that may be the problem. It might have been bad. It seems like it's splitting. It feels like that's a natural hair. I don't know. Sorry, I'm cleaning off my mess here. Okay. Yeah, I think I need a finer synthetic. Actually, I have some older ones that I've used. I mean, here's another Army Painter one. That one seems to be pretty tired. What is this one? Precise Detail. Let's try that one for a moment. I don't know that I ever actually bought any till these new ones. I must have bought some, but mostly I think I got them in sets or something like that. usually like a set of colors, not maybe some kit. I don't remember. I've not bought that much Army Painter stuff. The paint also could be getting thick. It has been in there in just a little while. It's okay. It does look splotchy though. I will say that that's shading. Not really. Okay, let's try to do this, if I can see it. Ooh, I'm getting on the white. In quotation marks, white. Sorry, it's not in the shot. Is it focusing? It's focusing on something else. Okay. The blue is going to be the challenge. Because there's a tiny sliver here that's going to be blue. I don't know, I mean, I see the Union Jack all of the time, but I don't quite know of its... I know that there's some sort of a detail in the cross that I don't quite understand. I have been contemplating buying like a Who shirt or a Kink shirt that has Union Jack on it. Maybe I'll see it a little bit better. That's okay. It's not wonderful. I haven't touched anything, so I don't think it's... I mean, that is a tendency I have. You know, I go a little too soon. I'm all eager to touch it, which is bad. And in this kind of case, this could be something, since I'm putting so much effort into it, it could be something that would be just better done if I did it with standard acrylics. But I am not doing that, so we shall see here. Let me look and see what else I have for small brushes. Small brushes are a challenge, right? They're meant for, in my opinion, a small, these are the ones that they gave us. Wow, they're not terrible. Game Master. So these were ones that Ravensburger passed out when we were doing the just a starter brush, so it's basic. But I'd forgotten they got, because they gave us brush sets too, and they were asking us to please take them. So I think we got 2 sets of everything, paints, and they had, their paints were basically the Game Master series, which is like their fantasy painting stuff that they do sets of, I believe. I don't know that they sell anything individually. They might, but they are the exact same paints as the, I'll show you 2 here. I do this all the time. They're the exact same paints, theoretically. Oops, that's not the color. But War Paints Fanatic, I love that one is called Demonic Yellow and one is Angelic Yellow. They do seem to be the same in there, but they list, the neat thing about these paints is they call them says matches demonic yellow by the army painter, right? It is War Paints Fanatic. This, when you buy these paints, they tell you a color, like a standard color that you would understand, you know, you'd identify. So this is vivid yellow. It's pretty great. Their system is cool. I mean, I like the fun names, but I also sometimes want to just know what the color is. Yeah, it really looks like I've touched this. It's really not, I don't know if you can see it that well, but it could be that I did. I hope not. What it really is if I could find, I mean, I need to buy a new bottle. I think I talked about this the last time, but I bought this paint a couple years ago. It's like the brightest silver I think that they have. And I used it semi-recently, and then just recently it just literally just kind of seized up. I couldn't get the pigment to loosen. And it's a big bottle, right? It's a full ounce, so more than an ounce. And I kind of wish they had smaller ones because I just didn't get through it. And you know, it depends. I have some old metallics, like old metallics that still work. So I don't know what we're supposed to do. Did I do the whole shield? I did. Not the whole shield, but the whole shield red. Got some on the white again. But yeah, those other paints, the Vallejo, well, I mean, even these speed paints from Army Painter, their metallics are relatively thin too. I just like, I mean, I think that everybody does. I don't know why I wouldn't, but I used to get Games Workshop metallics 25 years ago when I first got into painting, like as a grown-up, because I had painted when I was really young. But they had paints, I don't see anybody talking about them, so I don't know if my memory is correct, but I really liked their metallics. They were made by a French company, and they were amazing. They were thinner, so they would go on smooth, in my opinion, from my memory. And I was sad when they moved away from those paints because I really liked them. Was it Shining Gold was the gold that I liked? It was like my favorite gold at the time. I don't have a favorite gold anymore. The new ones from these Army Painter speed paints are pretty great. But they're all, in my opinion, too thick generally. They go on too thick no matter what I do. I try not to let them clog the details. But yeah, if you want to watch that Orbit, it's Orbit from Reiner Knizia that we played with Brian Tashi. It's on both YouTube and Twitch. It's a really fun episode. Tashi was really fun. I thought she was going to win, man. She really started off with a bang. It did get close, though. We were all with an eternity of getting through it. Oof. Hey, time roller. I do have most, if not all, of the new metallic paints from Pro Acryl. I should try their silver. I know I have the gold. I bought, like, I don't remember what it's called. It might be the shiny gold one I'm remembering. But the color's great, but I don't love the consistency. And that may just be to keep the metal pigment suspended. I don't know. This is terrible. I'm gonna have to try to get that to... Oof. These are okay. The funny thing is I'm really doing this to get to the, like, the gunmetal color that I'm using on the outside of this edge, and it might probably be dried up by the time I get to it. Should have gone the other way. But this is the blood red that I'm painting from. I really like this color. I'm not 100% satisfied with what's going on right here. Hey, thanks for the follow. Let's see if I can see this. It's not showing up. I don't know. Get that one? Who knows? Anyway, well, thanks so much for the follow. Why is that not showing up? I thought I tested it. Who knows? I do have the overlay. I think I have the overlay turned on. Let me see if I can see it on the 8387 and Mitch to the west. Okay, well, thanks so much for the follows, guys. Hey, Cosmic Beat. Wow. All these AIs, no fun. Oh, that's not really an AI, that's an assistant, right? I believe. I imagine that's my Google. Why it's doing that, I don't know. Out of focus. Okay, let me just see if I can find that silver. I think everything's been moved over to the side here. And I don't know why I don't have the metallics up front, because they're the ones I'm going to most likely use. Bright neutral gray. Is that a new one? I guess so. They were really nice enough to send me a bunch of their paints. Are these the metallics? They probably are. Steel. Bronze. Rich gold, that's the color that is close to the kind that I love. Dark silver. White gold. Copper. Silver. Let's see what this one's like. I don't recall if I've opened it. Hey, thanks for chatting, Mitch. Mitch to the west. We definitely, oops. I do use the, I have a giant cup of water. I use the Vortex mixer. I really like it. It does a great job for our, to not shake them too much. Somebody was saying, I was watching like important things you need to own or whatever, somebody's video, and they were saying you didn't need one. I'm like, man, if you're painting a lot of paints, it's valuable. Now this was one I bought probably 9 years ago. It's still around. I see people using it all the time. Ninjan, who I watch his videos often, uses one. He's got little googly eyes on his. Wow, this looks like a good silver though. But boy, that lid is not peeling off. It may not be bright enough. It's funny, I want like the brightest silver. What was I gonna do? What was my real, oh no, I know. It's some of this. Huh. Man, not great. This actually, I mean, I did not thin this at all. It goes on pretty smooth and thin, which is really what I prefer. I honestly feel it must be something to do with just keeping that pigment suspended, so it's a thicker. Okay, well that's cool. Let me try to clean off that. So they do put a little seal on the top. It's not. I saw somebody like in discussions on Reddit or something like that about what paint you should use, and somebody's like, "Oh, they have a fantastic seal." I'm like, "It's okay." I mean, it's not even peeling off correctly here. Oh, I got my hair in the way. Come on. Yeah, it's not great. Sometimes these come off easier. I mean, you know, it could be how long it's on the shelf. These guys sell their paint pretty quickly, so I cannot imagine they have much sitting on the shelf too much. Maybe some color that people aren't really crazy for. And even then, most people buy like the full set. I have done that once. I don't do that anymore. Because, it's getting in there. Because you're never going to get to all of them, right? I mean, some paints last a long time, and that's okay. I have paints that are 20-something years old here, some of which I've never opened. I didn't buy everything, but I bought everything I could find. And they still work great. They're made by HMG, which is was the manufacturer. It was the manufacturer of the paints for Games Workshop several times. Now I believe Games Workshop does all their stuff in-house, which is interesting. I can't remember what the Retributor Gold was the color I loved. Modern one from in the last 8 to 10 years. I don't know that it's the same anymore. They were using super high quality pigments. It was supposedly the most expensive paint in the line. There was a great, I don't know that the channel's doing anything more. There was a channel called The Painting Phase, and Dave Peachy, former Games Workshop painter and personality on Warhammer TV, he was interviewing a guy that was one of the product guys for, and the video's still there, but I don't know that the channel's doing anything. I think it's been a while. Because Dave Peach left and went on to do his own channel called Peachy Tips. And it's pretty good. I like him. But he was great. I think he did a great job interviewing. And they interviewed this one guy, and I'm sorry I don't remember the name of him, but he was talking about all the product stuff. He was there for, like, he was developing speed paints and stuff like that, or contrast paints. And it's pretty interesting, like really neat stuff. Well, let's see if we can get some blue on here to make this look a little better. Wow, I thought I did the dark silver. I did. Oh, you know what? I did it on this one. It's because I pulled that off. Let's do that silver while I still have it. Hopefully it's not too coagulated. So the reason why I want to get it on is it's not that you're going to see these minis together after this stuff, but this is, so there is some coagulated paint, dried paints in here already. Let me use another paper towel. Oh, I don't have any. Nikki took out the trash. It just gets so wet, and I actually am using this towel, and I end up getting it all over my fingers. But yeah, it was just interesting, like really cool stuff. It's a great interview, because you're never going to get to see the inside of that stuff. I don't feel any of them really tell us. Although, I mean, Army Painter is really trying to promote their stuff. I mean, they had a really bad April Fool's joke. The April Fool's thing that Warhammer did, Games Workshop, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's pretty fantastic. It's a musical, and you know, I saw some short of it before I went and looked at the real deal, and the short was terrible. Like, it looked like it was AI, but it's not. It looks like they really did film and have people do this. So there was some production effort on that. So at least a day's worth of work. I mean, more than that, I'm sure, for everything, but filming. And it's a musical, and it was pretty amazingly well done. You know, kind of. I'm not gonna go see that musical, but I mean, maybe if it existed, I don't know. But it was pretty awesome. Really funny. I don't know the lore. I mean, I've been tempted to, like, I know there's a couple of great YouTubers out there that do sort of like readings of the lore. Not really readings, but they go over like a subject. And I've heard that's pretty great. But I don't have the time. I mean, I do occasionally listen to podcasts. One of the ones that I regularly listen to is the Lonely Island, Seth Meyers podcast. And I really like that one. It's funny. And they're pretty great when they can all be there. They're basically covering the digital shorts, so they're probably not going to go much longer. I don't know what they're going to do. And I'm actually surprised it doesn't get... Now, the audio, you know, the audio-only podcast probably does pretty good numbers too, but I'm watching on YouTube because they don't show them, although maybe occasionally they show something, but mostly they are, they'll show the clips that they're talking about sometimes when they can, and it's pretty fun. But yeah, that's like an hour once a week maybe, and I'm not always caught up. But most of the time I just don't have the opportunity to listen too much. Mostly because I'm on my computer, like, dealing with video and audio, so it's hard for me to do that. I'm hoping that it does not look great. Very looks kind of splotchy, but I'm hoping when I put the glaze medium, or the varnish on, excuse me, it will help. At least I got this paint on here before. Let me double check that I did the edges here. Wow, I can see something I messed up there, but let me just get back to it, because I want to let that dry before I mess up something else touching it. But yeah, so I had purchased, so I was talking about a couple weeks back about Ninja talking about some a Chinese painting, a company that's doing accessories and stuff for painting miniatures. He says, you know, they're coming after Games Workshop. I mean, I know that's hyperbole, but I had already purchased some of the brushes that I'd already purchased them before he recommended them, because I had been seeing them and seeing good reviews on Amazon, and they're Chinese made and they're using sable supposedly. I bought a set that had not the size I wanted. Well, I didn't see this other size, and then I saw his video, and he mentioned he had a 3, which three is one of my favorites, and so I think I saw that video pretty early that day that he released it, but they did not have that size. So I'd already bought this other set that was like claimed that it was a leather whole thing, but it's supposedly leather holder. I gotta paint that on the inside too. Maybe I'll do that now. And they're good. I actually like the brushes. I'll show you those in a moment. Wow, I guess I'm gonna just paint this ring because I think I want to do that. Although it really should all be like, I mean, I can't remember what Captain America's looks like in the movies. I am intrigued to see what they'll do with Marvel movies here with the new Avengers stuff. Not new Avengers, because those guys are already, I don't know what they're doing with that. I liked the Thunderbolts movie. It's not great, but I liked it a lot. Anyway, so there's that. Those are all painted, but let me do the inside edge on these. I did a better job on not touching them on the other ones. But I'm intrigued because, you know, I really wanted to do the Kang thing. I was looking forward to it. I'm sad that Jonathan Majors had some trouble there. And it seems like he's back doing stuff, but he was doing a movie for Angel Studios, which I don't know. Those guys are not struggling. That studio's new, but none of the subjects have been anything I'm interested in seeing. But he supposedly almost got injured. And like people walked off the set because there wasn't enough safety stuff, and you know, because I think he and his co-star fell through some glass or something. I mean, it might not have, I don't know what the situation was. It was one of those deals of a Hollywood Reporter that I noticed and clicked through, but didn't really get the whole story. I think I almost always read everything on a Hollywood Reporter from one thing, and then it shows me a link as I'm trying to get away from the page. It shows something else, and then I'll read that one too if it's interesting to me. But yeah, I was looking forward to King. I actually liked his character at the end of, I liked his character, but I was intrigued at the end of Quantumania, which I didn't love, but it drives me crazy that we have 4 Thor movies. And I love the third one, and I like the second one. I think somebody I don't really love to watch that much, Christian Bale, was fantastic in that movie. He's not terrible. It's just he's not my guy. And I've been watching him forever. I enjoyed him in Empire of the Sun. You know, and he was like 13, 15, something. I don't know. He was pretty young, but he was pretty good. But, ooh, I should be painting those little metal parts that hold the straps. Try not to get this on the hair. See, this is the kind of thing where I would absolutely put this shield on afterwards. I wish there was a way to... I've tried a little bit of trying to take them apart. I've had things fall off, but I've never been able to actually take them apart.
Christian Bale, yeah, a lot of people loved him in Batman. You were bummed about Kang as well? Yeah, I would have liked to have seen where that went. And I actually liked him in Loki too. The whole thing seems interesting to me. It's just different, and that's what I want. I don't want more of the same. No, I liked Robbie Downey Jr. I thought he was wonderful in those, particularly early Iron Man, and the Avengers stuff. He was great. But and I'm sure he'll be cool as I should know what it's going to be. Doctor something or other. It's not Strange. Doctor Doom. So we'll see what that is. It could be good. The funny thing is, one of the guys that actually wrote the original scripts, because he did Captain America, Winter Soldier, which I really loved. The pair that did those, he's not working on the new one. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he had something else that he just wanted to do. Because I don't know how long this was in the works. It was obviously longer than, because it's going to be out this year. It was obviously longer than before the announcement, but because of the Kang situation, they had to do something. So, but my problem is like I was moaning about the Thor movies. They're fine, but he gets 4, and lots of other characters haven't even got their really their 1, sort of. I'm glad Doctor Strange. I liked those movies, and I thought the second one was okay. But yeah, it's a weird, the problem with it is too many stories to tell. So basically I'm not even a crazy Marvel person, but I do enjoy the movies for the most part. But yeah, they got too many stories to tell, so I basically just got to let it go. Because I didn't love the, what do they call it, the Eternals, but I didn't hate it. And I was intrigued by what they were showing at the end. None of those stories, Hercules or whatever, none of those are going to come. They're not going to do any of them, probably ever. And that's just crazy. And the TV shows, they just went too much on it. And I liked most of the shows, I think. I really liked Loki. I liked Moon Knight. I really, really like Oscar Isaac, so that was cool. And I would like to see more of him. But yeah, it's weird. They just don't. It's too much stuff. I mean, they have a wealth of things, and everybody wants to see those things, so it's fine. It's just like Deborah's show. Everybody was really upset about it not continuing, and then they really kind of, when they rebooted it, they weren't going to bring all those people on, and it just wasn't working out. So happily, they all, most everybody's back. I mean, I keep hearing more. I do not talk to Deborah. I mean, I knew some inside stuff about that second season. Because, she wasn't really in... No. I knew stuff about the first season. And unlike myself... I'm not terrible, but I'm not the greatest at keeping secrets because I just, I'm just open and tell everybody everything. I'm basically probably like Tom Holland, where that he supposedly, I don't know if I've actually ever seen him, but I've read about him supposedly telling, the secrets all the time. But I've gotten better. I mean, we've been privy to secrets within the board game industry, and I'm trying to be good about not talking about it. But I mean, a lot of that has to do with licenses. It's always a challenge. We did have we went to go visit Stern Pinball. We have a friend that works there, and they were showing stuff. I did not see Wonder Man yet. I want to. I was saying that to Nikki. I saw a poster for it or something, and I've heard the new Daredevil's great. I'm super happy. I'm happy that Deborah's as involved as she is. She had talked to me about what they were doing with that, and not specifics at all. And I'm glad she's back in New York now filming, so that she'll be in season 3. So I'll have to watch it. I'm not a TV guy. That's really where it comes down to. I did not watch any of the Daredevil stuff originally. Nikki's our resident TV watcher, and she does it mostly when she's working on something. So she's kind of just listening most of the time. I just don't have the bandwidth for that. I cannot listen to things, and I want to watch. That's my thing. I do want to see everything, and I don't want to be distracted with baloney, like my phone or whatever. So I have a hard time. I try not to be that person. I mean, I'll do it. But mostly I'll be playing some sort of game on my phone. That's about the extent of my video gaming.
But I want to see it. I've heard good things. And Deborah really loved the show, so she was really bummed when they canceled it. But they kind of got the rotten end of the stick on that when they negotiated season 3. So I hope they're taking care of her. I don't. It's not really my business. But we do talk to her about it sometimes. So recently she said something, I'm not going to say what it was, but she said something to me. She's like, I didn't tell you that? And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, you don't need to tell us. And then she told us, which is exciting, but it's just funny. But we've been good, and we haven't said anything on any of this stuff, so this needs to be this paint. But I do want to see Wonder Man. Looks kind of interesting to me. Again, I'll have to sit down. I mean, everything's like an hour. So we had a kind of, I think it was free from an iPad that we got, and you could watch Apple TV for like 3 months. And so I had to like really sit down to watch the things we wanted to watch. So we watched Silo, which I'd read the books. Really loved the first book. Did not care for the other ones so much. I don't really remember either. I believe Rusty told me to read those, when that was all happening. So we watched that show, and it was okay. Wow, that is terrible. That is not going on there at all. Kingsley and Mateen had, oh yeah, I forgot Ben Kingsley's in it. That's the reason I really would like to watch it. I loved his character in Iron Man 3. and I really thought he was fun in Shang-Chi. So, I mean, he's goofy, but it's great. I mean, he's goofy in the other one, too. But it was really fun. So I do want to see that. Anyway, there's more I kind of want to tell you about that show, but I can't really, about Iron Man 3, but I really shouldn't. You could probably figure that out if you go and look at Dave's movie that he wrote and see who he wrote it with. Wow, this is not great. So here's the deal. I should always paint inside out. I was so eager to paint that red. I think I've done this every time I've painted these darn things. I leap ahead on something when I shouldn't. But you should always paint the inside first and then go out. I mean, at least in my experience. I have more control. I do a better job. Anyway. But I liked Iron Man 3. I always liked the weird stuff anyway. I mean, I really liked Doctor Strange. I did not see it in the theater originally, which is weird because we were digging them, but, I know why. We didn't see that one because the timing on it. It came out, we don't go the first weekend generally to any of that stuff. And we were already going to see things at the Chinese because we really like seeing the IMAX 3D stuff there. And so, man, I'm really doing this backwards. But we were going to Dallas, so we didn't get to see it. And I bought a 3D TV that after Christmas, that in 2017, I guess then, because that's when that came out, 2016. And that was one of the first discs I bought, and I was just knocked out. I mean, I really love the 3D stuff, but I like things in that movie too. I do need to watch that stuff. But yeah, so we were watching a bunch of stuff on Apple TV, which is pretty good. They have a lot of sci-fi. But yeah, we watched Silo, which was one I'd been wanting to watch. We watched Foundation, which is fine. I do want to see the next season of it, whatever they do with it, but I'm a bit concerned about it because I lost interest in the books. I mean, it was just like all over the place, so we'll see. And I couldn't remember everything very clearly, so I don't know where that went on Silo. But Foundation, I don't know that I read those. I thought that I did, but when we were watching it, I'm like, I don't remember this. Now again, that's even longer ago that I read those books, if I did. I mean, that looks okay. It does look kind of metallic, which is cool. Let me see something here. Buzz on the phone. Wow. Man, I'll tell you, the one thing I don't love is these photos. I have two photos, basically repositories, right? One from on Amazon and one with Google. And I actually don't save my stuff on Google, but I think it's kind of being saved on there because I got a new phone that has a lot of access to some of the Google features. And so I have more storage and things like that, which I don't really care about because I'm not going to pay for it after it's done. But I really actually do like the Amazon photos, but the Amazon's also constantly sending me, memories, and I'm not not that much of a memories photo guy anyway. Although we did have photos from a trip to Germany a few years back, which was fun. What else we watched? We watched Murderbot on Apple. That was pretty good. I mean, I kind of saw where that one was going, but who knows? I mean, I think they have another season they're working on. Alexander Skarsgård was great on it. Wow. Can I get that red? I'm seeing a problem here. Cool. Did I just not do this? I swore, is this the one? Yeah, it's the one I painted. I swore my intention was to fix that, and I don't think I did. Maybe I got distracted, or I thought I'd done it on, saw another problem and fixed that, and it wasn't all of them. But yeah, you see how these diamonds or these triangles are not even. And I'm sure that has to do with it being a rectangle that they're drawing them in, but it's just, it never visually looks right to me, even understanding that it's a rectangle that they're putting these crosses, the stripes through. So what I'm doing is kind of just putting it into the corners from each angle, which is a pain. But I have a little bit more control. But you'll note I did touch the red trying to do that other corner. It's not great. So I need to clean that up. Okay. Too much paint there. Let's see if I can do this at a more higher angle. Doesn't seem to be doing it like the lower angle was doing, but okay. We got through most of the studio, which was the Seth Rogen show, which is pretty good. But that just ended like a few days ago, so it's time to get on some other stuff. That looks okay. I can touch up some of the problems and fix them. So I have blue. Oh, you know, there's red here. I might as well just do this. Finish this one's red. Our friends have the Nightmare Before Christmas Lego set. It's the one that's like the Halloween town. Really need to get it. It's so cool. It's just, I really try not to buy a lot of Lego. We have far too much. And we did not do any of it at Christmas time this year. Usually we'll build a set. I try to like make it, and I think we kind of didn't have too crazy of a week between Christmas and New Year's, but it still was probably crazier than I would hope. But, you know, we did stream, so we did our regular streams, and then we also streamed on New Year's Eve, so that's actually quite a bit of planning. think I missed some blue here. I don't know how I did that. Maybe it's there and it's just not strong because it's dark. Groot. Yeah, I liked him in Batman, Christian Bale. I just don't love. I don't know. It's funny because I think Christopher Nolan's pretty great, but his Batmans are pretty good, but I don't find myself watching them again. I think I have the 4K for all of those. And that would mean I did not watch them, which is unfortunate. Yeah, these are meant to paint relatively quickly. And in my opinion, I mean, you can do it however you want, like the amount of detail you want to do or whatever, but for me, I want them to be relatively quick, and I'm not moving on as fast as I would on these. And that comes down to a couple things. One of them, that they don't, wow, red gloves, I forgot about those. I didn't get that, whatever that red little diamond is there. But I wish that some of it wasn't assembled. Yeah, I was not enamored with the so grounded. It's just not fun as fun Nolan Gotham Universe. I'm kind of with you on that. But my gosh, Heath Ledger was so great as the Joker. Joker. Why was I thinking the Riddler? I really did like that second one a lot, but they're not bad at all. They're just not my problem, and it's not Christopher Nolan's fault, but it led to the Zack Snyder stuff, which I just don't care for. I keep trying. We watched Superman v Batman. No. We watched, I have watched that recently. Gosh, what was the one that, The Flash? Was it The Flash? I think it is, where it's Michael Keaton, which was really fun to see. Yeah, the funny thing is I've always been kind of more of a DC guy, even though I was never crazy about any of them. But I did read DC comics. That was the ones I enjoyed. And so I liked The Dark Knight and Batman Year One, or whatever it was called. All those were good. I think I still have those. I bought the anthologies, because I'm not a let's wait for the next issue guy, because basically I'll just forget about it. And back then it was a little hard to get them. I mean, you could, generally they wouldn't disappear, but wow, that red is just coagulating super fast. I mean, we watched some of the Superman. We did go see that in the theater last summer, but I didn't love it, and I really like James Gunn. But it's not terrible, you know, it's still okay. And the guy they have playing Superman is pretty good. But it just isn't, I don't know. So there's like a white line that needs to be defined here on her straps here. So over here, so I need to figure out how I want to do that. I also want to paint her hair. I've been like doing everything else but paint her hair. I'm going to try a different trick on that for me this time. Well, let me see, what time is it? It's 6:45. I have a good 45 minutes to an hour. So let's see if I can get where I want to be on this. First of all, let me paint a few things that I spotted that I didn't do that I would like to set up for these others while I have the paint out. Ooh, that's terrible. Man, so that's the one thing I do not care about this, the speed paints. They definitely dry, and so do the other ones, but they dry and it's flaky. Like little pieces of the color film of the paint is on the brush hairs. And so it comes off and it really kind of makes a mess. So the paint, I'm putting a little bit of metallic on this belt buckle. And the paint is starting to, in the wet palette, because I'm not using it a ton. And this is the reason why you really can't keep wet palettes overnight, well, particularly for metallics. It just keeps absorbing moisture from the sponge through the paper, and it's not great. So let's put those off to the side. Hey, Board Game James, how you doing? Let's see here, what do we got? You want some booster gold and the question? I say, what were you saying, Lincoln? It literally went to commercial right as you were able to respond. Good gosh. Well, you can ask me the question. Hopefully I'll answer it again. Oh, from GameNight. You lost at Luthier. I've not played it yet. I want to play that one, but I really want to play Distilled. We have both of those games and I would like to play them both. So what were you saying, Sirk? Yeah, somebody was talking about the ads. Well, it was when we were streaming the other day, and I never get to see ours, so I don't know how often. I mean, obviously they do this stuff all the time, but it was funny because I was watching an Amanda stream, and they were talking, and I was watching the VOD, and so they were talking about the ad getting in the way, and I was like, ugh. Oh, talking about DC. I like DC. That's really my thing, if I'm honest. And so we've seen, I'm hopeful with all the James Gunn stuff. And I don't, now with Paramount buying the studio, I'm nervous about all that, right? I mean, I'm sure they want it because, that Paramount was in the Marvel game in the beginning, and then Disney bought Marvel, and that changed the plans. Okay. But yeah, I like the Christian Bale stuff. I just don't love it. And I definitely love Heath Ledger.
Let's stop for a moment, look at these brushes. Let's see how they are. They looked like they were pretty good. You can set up chat announcements so you know when they happen. Interesting, I have to look into that, James. We don't, I'm not, Eric is the one that's, Derek's the one who's really good about his, although I don't even know if he has that much time to, I mean, you know, I know he still streams. He streamed last night. So yeah, I was saying that I bought, I read about these, and so I was gonna buy them, and I did not see the ones that I wanted. Now, I didn't know, these are the ones that John Ninus showed. When I was looking at them, I don't have the little wallet, and of course it's not leather, it's polyurethane leather, so these are the ones I bought because I couldn't find, you know, I don't know how really great they are, but there's a 0, a 1, and a 2, I believe. Those are, no, there has to be. 0, oh, here it is. Wow, so yeah, this is a pretty good set of brushes, and they seem to be pretty good. Look how gigantic the 2 is, though. What is the 3 like, then? Seems pretty big. But that's fine. I mean, that's what I want. I like the larger bellies and stuff when I'm painting standard acrylics. So yeah, it's bigger. But these are supposedly pretty good, and they look very similar. I'm confused by all the versions that they have, because this is Master 1 and these are Pro Modeler. That was why I ended up going with these. And they were like showing them in pink, which is fine. I probably should have bought the pink ones, but I like standard metal ferrules. These are metal, but they, see, I'm trying to mess it up right off the bat. That is the one thing you kind of, I don't love these caps, but you kind of need to use them. Ugh, I'm really trying to kill it. I saw some pretty great, there's a, it's actually, I mean, it's on Monument Hobbies channel, because it was, what were they called before that? I've forgotten the name. And he shows how he cared for the brushes, and it was pretty great. Because like he supposedly looked at all the brushes they sold, because he sold these Bomb Wicks were the other company. This is Monument, but these Bomb Wicks were, and they're Sable, from that other company. And I don't know if they took over Monument or they became Monument. There we go. But he was showing how to care for them, and he's like, you have to, like, you're gonna have issues almost all the time, and you need to pay attention to it. Let's clean this one up, though. That's what I was really wanting to do here. Did I get the cup? No, I did not. So when you get them, all brushes have starch in them or whatever to protect the bristles when they are traveling. So I looked at these brushes, all of them, when I was looking, and then I bought the ones I bought. And then when Ninjon put the thing out, he was saying how good they are. He says they're not as great as the Artis Opus. I have a set of Artis Opus as well, but he says they're close. I like the Artis Opus that I have. I have a couple number 2s and then the rest in a set, but I didn't get a 3. You have to clean them. You have to take out the starch, and then you need to clean them. And then what you do when you're done is you don't have to, like, as long as you've rinsed them well, but I'm just the cleaning crazy person. I use the soap all the time. I actually probably should use, I have 2 kinds of the soap. This is the one I've been using forever. It's what my high school art teacher showed me back in the day. And I can't remember how that worked, because he recommended it, but we were using, and it might have been that he just provided it to us, Army Surplus soap. It was a brown soap. I'm pretty certain I have that around somewhere still. And that's what we used to clean our brushes back then.
But he recommended this stuff, so this might have been something I got in college, but I don't know if I went through 2 or not before. This is at least my third. It's probably my third or for sure second. And this is a new one, but I went through the other one. It took years to. Now I'm not like a crazy paint everyday person, which is be wonderful if I was. But you clean the brush. You don't go against the. You don't splay out the bristles any, and you try to reform it with some of the soap in there. I'm going to rinse it first, and then put a little more soap in. Take out some of this water, and then you put some of the soap in it to help condition and keep its shape. It'll bring this shape back. Wow, this is huge. But this seems pretty good. I mean, I'm not painting with it, but I can't remember what one I used. I mean, I was really excited about the Army Painter new ones. That was a really great brush the other day. I'm mostly painting with, yeah, that's a tight little cap. I feel like the ferrule should be fatter so that you don't do that. But it seems to be okay. I want to clean them all, but I don't really want to do that now. But I don't think I actually put the soap on this. I know I cleaned it. I had put the soap on it previously, so let me just do it again. But they seem pretty good, and these are not expensive. The set that I got 6 brushes with was like $32. And for natural hair, I'm not going to say for sure that some Chinese company is really using sable, but they can get sable from China too. It doesn't have to come from Russia. And they seem okay. I would really need to use the 1s and the 2s. The 0s, 1s, and the 2s. The 0s and 1s. The 2 is the one I have, and I've used this once or twice because I cleaned it and used it, and it seemed pretty good. But I've seen some posts after I bought them, as I was going to order them, after I bought these and was getting ready to buy the ones that Ninjon recommended. And I saw some reviews and people were like, showed that the brushes were completely smushed. And I'm like, what the heck? Now, I have not had that happen. I definitely have better luck on Amazon than some folks do. So yeah, this is a 3, a 1. So let's look at the difference here. Really can't really see it. So it's a 3, 2. So they really, I guess, are different. They show this is the longest of of the 3. I don't have any of the other ones I don't need. And then this is the 0. So 3, 2, 1. They seem cool. But the interesting thing, if you notice how much of a point you get, you don't need to have a tiny brush to paint with detail. And it's pretty awesome. You just have to, deal with it, know how much paint. And again, you're really not supposed to use, and I only can guess because I don't know. Wow, that came off. I can only guess that it's because you don't want speed paints or contrast paints to get into the ferrule. It's much more, it flows really, really easily. It gets to the ferrule, and what happens is if it dries in there, it presses the bristles apart because you keep building up and you're not getting it off. So you really have to do a good job cleaning. You don't have to, according to people, you don't have to do it every session to do the deep cleaning, which I just did. And I didn't really do it. Like, I didn't have paint in there, so I wasn't like really trying to get it out. But you need to do that semi-regularly at least, and I do it every time. It's a flicking problem, so I like a stiff brush. Me too. Not painted in years, just watch me now. Yeah, I'm trying to encourage you, if you have games that have minis, you should go for it. Yeah, it seems like there's white on this side too. It's very weird. This is not molded 100% well, in my opinion. But these are great. These are the 3rd wave. So they're ultimately, I think, mostly better done. Man, I don't like the metallic. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm foolish for going that route. It only looks okay. But I'm very eager to paint her hair. So we're going to use Gorgrunta fur, which is almost always what I use for hair.
You don't think you have any? Well, I understand. I really love Marvel United. It's fun to play. If you purchase the main box, you can get it for as little as $14 sometimes, $12. I think I've gotten it for $12 once. That might be the one that I have. I don't know, I have to look. I feel like I have 3 or 4 sets of that one. Because I was specifically doing things, Scott gave me one box. I think that's the one that I used as the dry brush box, because they had a spare unopened box in the library, which they did not need. And so I painted 2 of the minis with a dry brush method. And then I also did one with the metallic undercoating for like Iron Man. So that's essentially what I'm doing here. I feel like I was happy with that, maybe because it wasn't as detailed. Anyway, so I put a little bit in these fidget poppers. These are fantastic for contrast paints. If you can paint directly out of the pot. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. But I want to put more contrast medium in these to reduce the intensity, because my goal here is, and I might even do a yellow on this one initially, a brown yellow. But we'll see what this looks like when I thin it down a little bit. Because I'm going to try to build, I need to look at her hair. She has auburn hair. It's not really brown. And you know, there's highlighting that you can do and stuff like that. Fractured sky, that's cool. It's fun to do. I mean, buying all the stuff is, you don't need to buy a lot. Buy the colors you need. Don't go crazy on the brushes. I don't think that needs to even be plugged in. It's probably charged, yes. The weird ads. I have so many ads. So I'm going to put contrast medium in. That will reduce the intensity, because I'm going to build to the darker. And that's the way you have to kind of work in reverse with contrast paints and speed paints, because you can't cover. This might not be golden enough. It doesn't necessarily need to be gold. But now I can also just do the contrast paint / speed paints, and then use standard acrylics to paint the highlight. And that is probably what I'm going to end up doing. So what I normally do, let me show you here. I'm kind of happy with the hair is really cool. The latest models are pretty great. So on this one, I've shown this many times. I think this one, yes. Well, no, this one's dry brushed. So her hair is dry brushed, and you can see highlighted strands. It works pretty great, but you can see that the way that the sculpture of the hair is now, it's pretty amazing. Now I did get some red in there, which is not great. Let me see if I can find one that I actually painted strands of hair. I have like, oops, what is that? Oh, that's a piece of plywood I need to cut. A piece of plywood that I need to cut. So I have, this is, do I have, I don't think I do. I only have another Black Widow. I thought I had one here. But on this one, I painted highlights before I put the color on. So I did a reasonable job. Again, this was earlier where I feel like my control of white, which is still not great by the way, was not perfect, but it looks good. So I painted like a bunch on her part, and then I just put the color over it, and it does a really nice job. It is like an extra step that you can or don't have to do, but it's pretty neat. Now, my goal here is to put the lighter color. This is very brown. I do love the color. Let me just see what it looks like. I generally paint on my nail to see what the intensity is going to look like. It's brown. It looks good. It might be enough if I don't go crazy on it. Might be bright enough. So let's go for it. We're going to use this fatter brush. Let me make sure it's clean.
I mean, James, did you see the DC? I mean, not DC. I'm really out of it. Did you see the D&D minis I painted for Horrified D&D? These are great. These are the ones. So they had a painting event. I did not get them. I was painting the Mimic. Nikki was painting. What was she painting? Actually, here's her paint job. I mean, it did not look like this. It was actually pretty great. I was like, wow, this looks good, but it's peeling off. This paint, the primer that they put on these, because they prime these in advance of the event, was not the right primer for this type of plastic. And then this is the Mimic I think I painted, but I repainted it. So, but yeah, these are fun. These were, and they were quick, right? I really had a good time painting them. And it really elevates the game, playing the game. It's really fun. But yeah, the Beholder, he looks pretty awesome. But yeah, and this is all, you know, contrast / speed paints and some standard, you know, like I used a gold here. I probably used the gold from, the rich gold from Army Painter. I mean, from Pro Acryl Monument Hobbies. But yeah, it looks great, you know what I mean? And I put like gloss on the eyes, so each eye, so they look cool. You know, and that's 4 minis. That's all that's in that game. So that's the kind of thing to work on. I'm foolishly interested in, so I'm really into Marvel, I mean, Warhammer Underworlds, and I painted these now about 1.5 years ago. I think I finished them about 1 year ago. But I painted these, and I love Warhammer Underworlds because the minis, they come in sets of like 3 to 5 generally minis. So that's a completely attainable goal. And I love these vampires. They're called the Crimson Court. I asked Sebastian to get them for me, to track them down. They were available in, I think he bought the box. He just gave me the minis. He didn't give me any of the stuff for it. But these were part of, I think, the main box, and they might have put these out individually. I can't remember. There might have been 2 boxes. But these are now part of these new Warhammer Underworlds boxes that are 4 warbands per box. It's actually really great. The problem is I went through and looked at all of them, and there's literally 1 box that I do not need because I have those all 4 in that box. But the one that has the Crimson Court, because I'd like to get another set of the Crimson Court, I think it has at least 3. It's 3 that I don't have, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, so this is not necessarily the color I want, but we're going to go with it. I don't need more minis, but gosh, I just love the Warhammer Underworld stuff. They're, you know, it's different. You know, they're really awesome. So this is going on a little too thin. And you know, this is pretty organic. It's a very varied surface. It should be pretty good. You just don't want a lot to pool. You want some to be into the you know, like the deeper parts of her hair, because you want that shading. So I will probably do another layer of it at some point here when it's dried. But I mean, in the first set, they had Shuri, that it was just amazing. The hair is so amazing on that one. I only have painted one. I don't know if Scott painted his. I don't think I painted the other ones yet. I'm close to completing the second set of the first wave, but I want to finish it. That's why I need to come in and paint, figure out how I can do it, and try to. My issue is I see my mom every weekend, and I don't love going into the studio while she's here. I'm not great at like spending all my time with her because I have things to do, often work-wise. But I would like to try to, you know, she's getting older. I would like to try to spend time with her. So I'm going to paint up to this edge of this last one because I want to use a finer brush on that. But already you can see it looks pretty great, right? You know, you see it going into the valleys of the hair here, and that's what you want. I mean, this type of surface is prime contrast paint, speed paint projects, because you can get some pretty great results. But yeah, those horrified D&D minis are not great plastic, but they look pretty good. They actually have, I mean, you know, the molding and processes for all of this stuff is just super advanced nowadays. So you can get pretty great results. I mean, these are probably pretty quickly done as well. It's just a different type of plastic. It's a little, this is the latest version of what they did. I don't know, you know, they haven't manufactured, they're working on DC Superheroes United. I saw somebody who was telling someone on a Reddit that they were probably going to deliver earlier this, you know, at some point this year. I'm like, I hope so, but I don't think so. You know, because I guess you can still join the campaign like in late pledges, but good gosh, I don't know. The problem is if you want them, and you know, I can understand why people want them, especially since it's DC and not Marvel. I don't know that you're going to get them. I hope so. I put so much money into it. But you can, you know, you want to keep working on a wet edge, but this is actually not too terrible when it's something like this. You can see like on her torso, it's not as, and these are huge, right? You just saw the Games Workshop ones. They're much, like the face is tiny compared to these. So this is where it's frustrating that I'm not doing a reasonable job. I mean, I'm doing an okay job on these faces when they are so much bigger. But again, I'm not used to doing these either. This is all, I'm not great at faces on small ones. I'm okay. Oops, I have a whole lock of hair coming off here on her forehead. It is not painted. So, you know, this is kind of like where I should be trying to do this before I mean, I'm coming in from a different angle, so I should be okay, but I do not want paint on her face. Now, one of the things you can do, and I highly recommend it, is put varnish on surfaces that you are You do not want to get paint on. And the way that works is it helps you, where if you get paint on it, you can just clean it off with a. Usually, what you should have is another brush standby here that you can quickly flood it with water, and it does a pretty good job of cleaning it up. Anyway, I think her hair looks nice. It's a little, I mean, it's kind of where I want it to be. It's got a bit of red in it, which is what I want. So is her belt is all like it looks similar to this, but I'm going to actually use a leather paint that I have, one of the ones here. Oh, the white is going to be awful in this. Wow, that paint. So look at this. The red is almost completely, it's drying faster than the blue. But look at that, it just all came out. It's mostly dry, there's a little bit left. But that's how quickly the paints can dry. And so it's sort of kind of, the problem is I don't like, one reason why I don't like painting directly out of the pot is the paint dries. And so you keep getting like film going back into the bottle, and that can't be good. So yeah, it's pretty much getting dry there on the metallic. Let me see if there's anything I need to paint while it's still active here. Okay, so let's try to get the rest of the shields done. Well, I should be doing the hair, but I've been eager to do the hair, so I kind of want to do a little bit of on her eyebrows here to darken them up just a bit. I'm sorry, she's not in the shot. And I'm touching the top of her hair. So I must stop. Let me see if I can do this though. That looks pretty good. So one of these I worked on, this might have been the one actually, now that I'm looking at it. I worked on her flesh tone a little bit. I think this is the one here. It's pretty good. There was a bit of a splotch there, which will be fine. It'll be good. But yeah, I kind of, a little dark. Hey, Tiny Big Wars, how you doing? Okay, so let's get to the blue on this one here. I think the paint, yeah, the paint is still quite fluid. I keep seeing bits of red that I didn't get. There's like right there. Ugh. What time is it? 7:18. I'm excited to see Dave though. We see him tomorrow. And then we're probably, I mean, we'll most certainly film something next week. I forgot why I want, oh, Tuesday. I wanted him to come over on Tuesday, but he can't make it. I need to let Brian know because Brian hasn't seen Dave in forever. So I was kind of hoping we could have them together on an episode. I kind of feel like we did something back in the day, maybe. Not the day, but a couple years ago. I don't know though. I feel like we did. You know, I think that was Mike and Brian. Mike is trying to come over as well. We haven't seen him for a little while. Well, I did. I went down. I don't remember exactly. Oh, I was helping him. I think that might have been the only reason why I went down there was to help him with his plumbing. And we did not do it. He was like, well, let's wait. And his mom had plumbing issues and we were texting week and a half ago. Trying to figure it out. And it turned out that the pilot light had blown out. I was not getting, texting's not the way to troubleshoot. But he's just super busy. He's in the same company, but he's got a new job that just requires more travel. Do you remember Parker Lewis Came Loose? I do not. Can't Lose. Parker Lewis Can't Lose. Is that a TV show? Maybe if I put a little bit of silver on the top of it, it'll help clean this all up. The name does sound familiar, but I do not know it. It was a popular TV show that ran three seasons that began in 1990, part of Fox's Sunday Night TV with Married with Children. Wow. So I definitely loved Simpsons, but I did not, at that time I did not have TV. I mean, I had a TV, but I was watching laser discs at that time. I think I was too young to be buying that stuff because they were not cheap. But I did watch some because when Nikki and I met a little bit later in the 90s, she watched TV, so I got hooked up to my apartment building's cable, started paying for that. And so a friend of ours that tried to get us to go out, which succeeded obviously, had me over and wanted me to watch. I really feel like they wanted me to watch
Mad About You. But I watched, in that same night, I think we watched Friends, which might not have been the debut weekend, or it was probably early on. I don't remember when that show debuted, but I really liked Friends. And I really liked, there was another one with Jonathan, gosh, what was his name? But it had, the first time I'd ever seen, oh, what's her name? Gosh, she's great too. And she's so amazing. She just still looks the same. She was in Marvel, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She plays the bounty hunter in both The Mandalorian and Boba Fett. She's fantastic. Nikki might remember it. Kramer. Hey, Adam Long. But I also liked, a little bit of liked, I mean, I didn't really watch it till later, Seinfeld. But yeah, so I got into some of that stuff. Gosh, I mean, there were some other shows. I definitely watched almost nothing in the 90s, in the late 80s, early 90s. I did watch Twin Peaks because I was a huge David Lynch fan, still am. And so I wanted to see that, and I really liked it. But I don't know that I watched it all because I don't remember the second season. I was watching it when it was on Bravo, and I was just working on stuff out of college. I remember coming home and watching them, and I think it was in the afternoon because I worked early and for an architectural office, and watching them and like being just, wow, I wonder what's going to happen next. And of course, it was the cliffhanger at the end of season 2, which it did not finish till later. 25 years or something like that. But so that I liked, and I'm also like, I've been a crazy like woodworking, and I like shows that show you how to do things. And I was into the New Yankee Workshop, loved that. I enjoyed This Old House, so I watched mostly that stuff on what was I gonna look up? Did somebody say her name? No, Julia Dreyfus is great too. But Ming-Na Wen, she was in that show. There was a show with Jonathan Silverman, maybe? I don't really remember it. It did not last. But yeah, I don't have to look up. Ming-Na Wen, she's fantastic. And she was in that show. She played like the neighbor's wife. They were good friends with this character. And I do remember nothing else. I remember the guy, because he was in another movie, a movie that we like that's crazy, silly, called Blast from the Past, I believe. I think he runs the cult of the Brendan Fraser's character coming out of the, because I think it was a party, and then he comes out of this bunker, and they're all like, oh my gosh, I don't remember exactly that either, but we like that movie. We were talking about the other day because Christopher Walken was in it. He was the father who built they thought that the war was coming, and so they were doomsday preppers. It's funny too, because now I think about it, like I really thought she was funny on that show too. I was shocked that I don't see her. I haven't seen her. I don't see everything she's in by a long shot, but hasn't done more comedy. But I'll ask Nikki. She might have seen it. I don't think she was that crazy about, because she was 20 something when we met, 21 maybe. I feel like, I don't remember, but she was going out to nightclubs and stuff like that, so she was not necessarily home.
so our friends, it was basically our friend who wanted us to get together, and then the girl he ended up marrying was trying to get Nikki and I together. So I came, we were working at what was called Warehouse Records and Tapes and Video. And I had gone to Magic Mountain that day with some friends, and I'm shocked, I think it must have been in March, because it would have been too darn hot. I was wearing plaid, which, you know, and I had longer hair, and Nikki's like, our friend, was like, what do you think of him? Oh, he's too grunge. Wow, I'm gonna be out of this brown. So that tells you when we met. 93? We didn't really start going out till 94. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is amazing too. She's really funny. We've not watched Veep. We probably should before I get rid of, we're going to get rid of so many of these services that we have. It's all just so expensive and they keep going up. I think Amazon, no, not Amazon Prime, we're Prime users, so. But Netflix is going up to $20 or something like that. And Nikki's bummed because she actually watches Netflix a lot, so I may have to figure something out on that one. But I've been using Netflix for more than 20 years. I was part of the disc program, and then they added on the digital, you know, like, hey, look what we're gonna add here. And now it's their business. But I stayed with, I didn't start at the beginning because I think it was 99 or something like that, but I was pretty early on the disc business there, and I loved it because it was like we didn't have good video stores anymore, and they existed though because that was what killed them. But most of the I think there was one we used to go to because I was Laserdisc buyer, called Dave's the Laser Place, and DVDs killed them. I miss that store. I guess supposedly a lot of places would go get the content, you know, like rent the discs out to use them for award shows and stuff like that. I can't even imagine because the quality cannot be that great. But yeah, we went there all the time. We went to all of the laser stores and then migrated to the when DVD. There was I remember Kevin Smith was bad-mouthing it, and I believe it might have been a Criterion disc that he was doing. I can't remember, but he's like, laser discs forever. And I'd already seen some DVDs, and I'm like, these are amazing. I mean, I get it, compression always worries people, but laser discs are not the same technology at all. And as soon as I started buying DVDs, I was completely done with Laserdiscs. Didn't buy another one at all, I don't believe. But I had seen, Blade Runner has been the thing that's all, I've told this story before. Blade Runner was the, not just what they wanted to show. It's even worse now. But Blade Runner has sold me on Laserdiscs. I don't remember exactly how that happened. I was pretty young. And might have been my friend. I had a friend who was a bit older than me. can't remember if he had laser discs or not, but he was a cinephile for sure. And so I got into the lasers, but I saw Blade Runner somehow, maybe at like Tower Records or something, playing, and I'm like, wow, you know, I mean, first of all, it was letterbox, which I was a snob about that. So I saved up and got a TV, which was massive at that time. It was like 20 something inches. And a Laserdisc player. I had several because, number one, they were pretty intricate, especially the ones that I got. I still have one, but the intricate where they would flip the disc over automatically, because I was a big fan. They had CAV and CLV, and I think CAV was constant angular velocity, and those were the ones that you could freeze frame. But if you did that, like, you'd have pretty amazing stills, and being, you know, what I was into. I wanted the CAVs, and CAVs 30 minutes per side, so you'd have to flip the disc. And so with if you had a flipping player, you could play it, then it'd flip over to the other side. Then you'd have to get up and change discs for the other side, because it's only an hour on those two. And then you'd watch the remaining hour or whatever, if there was an hour. They were pretty great, and that was when I really got into Criterion. They have some videos lately, because they're now playing like out of print movies with commentary, which is kind of cool. I found some files for the commentary that they did for the first 3 Bond movies, which I probably still have those discs, but I found the files, and, you know, the studio wanted them to get rid of those, because the guys, they were plied up with liquor and telling all the stories, and so I don't think they were that bad, though. The guys didn't sound drunk to me, but they were willing to talk about it all. And, you know, it was, so the 90s, it was like 30 years before, at least. And they were great. And somebody had extracted those, so. But yeah, once I got on lasers, it was like I was all over. So I think the first 2 I bought were Blade Runner and maybe Austin Powers. Like, I really liked Austin Powers. It was one of those ones that I don't think it was popular when it first came out, but Nikki and I had seen first the poster, but we saw a trailer. I really feel like it was when we went to go see Kids in the Hall Brain Candy. Was Brain Candy 96? Maybe. And we were like, oh my God, we've got to see that movie. Brain Candy, 1996. So yeah, we saw that before, and it's interesting to know now that he was friends with those guys and was almost in the Kids in the Hall. But yeah, we loved that movie. So yeah, I didn't buy that on laser. The one thing though, it's not as, I mean, still frames are great, but it's not easy. Not all players are good at stepping through. I have a pretty nice Blu-ray player because I raced to buy them. I had one already. I had a Oppo brand one, and then they were going out of business of making that stuff in general, and they only do phones now. So that's been since 2018. As a matter of fact, I think I had to order that and have it shipped to my mom because I think we were gonna be gone, if that's what I remember. And so I
spent the money because before they went crazy, because I knew they were going to go up in price. And then, so I still have that Blu-ray player, and it's great. And you know, they're starting to not make those anymore either. So, who knows? The Panasonics are the ones that are supposed to be pretty good as far as mass market in quotation marks. Okay, well, I only got one of the. I got one more hair to do. What time is it? One more. It's only a little bit more time. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to try to do a little bit of the brown. So I have the one from Army Painter, but I feel like it's here already. Nope, Gilliman Flesh and Gore Grunter fur. I need the Gore Grunter, but I don't. I mean, yeah, I need the Gore Grunter, but not that. Do I have snakebite leather? I do. My problem with cable now is it's just so, they only really care, I don't know what they care about anymore, because I know that they make a big deal out of like the streaming services, but you know, like Sony doesn't have a streaming service. They license their stuff to Netflix and things like that. I'm actually kind of shocked, but maybe they feel it's against their, you know, since they're hardware and software company. I don't know. But, wow, that is a weird color. Super, super dark. Did I put the other one back? Hardened leather. I don't know. They could be the same. So I'm going to put some on the palette. And then I'm going to put, it's a very darker brown. I'm only going to need to paint this one because I haven't got the other suits done. But I'm going to try to work on those over the weekend if I'm lucky. And maybe when I paint on Tuesday, I can finish these off. I will ask, Cirque, I will ask Nikki if she remembers that show. She definitely watched more than I did. But I saw I feel like I saw no 80s shows. Wow, it is insane to me what this is catching over here. But I still buy discs. Not as many as I used to. It's just there's not as many films that I want nowadays. But I also, older films, you know, some.
got a lot of pouches. I do like this leather paint though, it's pretty great. Can't see if there's any that I'm top edge that I'm missing here because I can't really see it, so you shouldn't have to worry about it. Sounds like up Rob Ellifield's alley. It's a different color than her hair there. You can see it's got a yellow-ish tint to it. That's good. I mean, you're talking about back when you could see anything, but it was hard. I mean, even then, I was looking for movies that I had seen when I was young or something like that. It's always been challenging and frustrating. And it's really bad now. I mean, you know, things are lost, rights are lost. Like there's a movie that Nikki showed me back in the day called The Linguini Incident. I think she rented it like one of our early dates. And it was locked in all kinds of troubles, and they finally got it back and then sort of restored it to the director's kind of original cut. I don't know if that everything was there, but it looks great. I bought the Blu-ray for that. But that starred David Bowie and Roseanne Arquette and Buck Henry. Got leather straps in here too. Oh, I thought they had everything, I guess, because the few times I ordered these, they had my requests. It's true, they might have had a lot, but it was hard. I mean, it was very difficult to get certain things, and you would constantly wait. And I think because everything was, is that supposed to be blue? It is brown. Back then they were recent to the releases of the movies, you know, so the rights were a little clearer. The corporations hadn't been merged or bankrupted, you know, because usually it was like some complex financing to get some of these movies made, and then the rights were like held by a bunch of different people. I think even Terminator, like the first Terminator, had issues, and then it just got bought by somebody, I think. Because it was Hemdale. I don't know who Hemdale was, but it is frustrating. We were talking, Brian and I were talking about the other day, because like we were actually discussing Looney Tunes. So Looney Tunes is owned by Warner Brothers. And some of that stuff was on, I think because Ted Turner bought, I don't know what he bought. I don't know how he got those. Maybe the early stuff. I think that's what happens. Warner Brothers sold off a bunch of their early titles, including early Looney Tunes, and so there was box sets on Laserdisc. I had those and DVD of Looney Tunes, and now Warner Brothers doesn't even, they have them, but they don't, they used to have, didn't have everything that at least I noticed, but they had a lot available, and they, now they don't have them on there at all. I think Pluto TV maybe or something has, and it's not everything, but it has a lot of stuff, I guess. So hopefully they'll get that together, and I mean, I don't want them to be gone, but the thing is young people probably don't watch them. You know, I used to watch them on, I'd come home from school and college and watch those. I loved those shows, and you know, they were pretty inexpensive to run, because I think, I don't know if Ted Turner, he must have had them at that time and was licensing them. Well, she looks pretty good. It's getting there. I need to figure out the white. I have to, oops. I would like to paint a stripe on the left edge there, or the right edge of that strap. So, you know, the way they want you to do speed paints and contrast paints is just to paint the entire Mini one undercoat. Like, so the one that I used was back in when I first got into these paints, almost 7 years ago now. The one I used, I like cooler undercoatings, and this was the Gray Sear. That was the one I bought to actually touch up. But this was the ones I painted first with that Gray Sear undercoat. And you get pretty great results. You don't really need to, I mean, particularly because this is organic, right? But you don't need to necessarily do the shading thing that I'm doing here. This is supposedly not glued in, I think, but it's not. Yeah, it's not supposed to be glued in. But I think these characters are in one of the, and I think I have two of them, because I might have painted Scots and gave them to him already, but they're in one of those 4 Warband boxes. But they want you to paint them, and you're going to get brighter colors, right? And the results can't be denied, but I really do like the zenithal highlighting. I like them. The problem is you get, like, the faces are darker. Like I try to be like, I'm spraying from above, so there's not a lot here, but like her rear end I feel should have a little bit of highlighting, and I didn't. I cheat on the faces. I put a little more paint on there because I do not like them looking like they got 5 o'clock shadows or something. But she's pretty cool. We'll have to see. Anyway, I do wish that they had, you know, like you could see those things more. You know, it is frustrating. Let me switch here. Cool. Let me see if there's somebody we can raid. I hope you have a great weekend. I am looking forward to a kind of busy one. Should be good. So let me switch over to Twitch. I am not on the control panel here. Creator dashboard. Is it working now? I think it's running. How terrible. Oh, you know, I just switched angles maybe.
not good to have it running on the machine that you're streaming on. But boy, is it slow. Might have been running it. There we go. Okay. So let's see if there's anybody we can raid. Time roller might be going. Following is showing up. I don't understand why that doesn't show all the time. 80s dance party. I think that's Scott. Playing board games. Well, if we have board at home, if they're playing something, let me look and see what they're doing. Beyond the Sun, okay. So we'll go raid them. If you're watching on Twitch and you want to join in, go ahead and click through and say hello for me. YouTube folks, thanks for being here. I can't get you to switch. I wished it would. It's awesome. And so anyway, thank you so much, folks on Twitch. I really appreciate all the chatter. It was really awesome. Have a great weekend. If you're around on Tuesday and you want to join me, that'd be awesome. If not, hopefully we'll see you on Thursday when Nikki and I stream some games. Hopefully we will. So I'll see you guys later. Say hi for me to everybody at Board at Home. And YouTube folks, thanks so much for being here. Thanks for the chat. It's really awesome. I hope you have a great weekend as well. And try to have fun, try to keep cool. It's starting to get warm again. And we'll see you later. Bye, everybody.